Hello everyone! In this video I'm carrying out vital preparation on the Civic for Trax, which is a fantastic car show hosted at the famous Formula 1 track Silverstone, and they sell 20-minute sessions on the track as well. And you might know by now that I'm not doing this preparation for the Civic just to sit on show all day. I like to use engine flushes. Opinions differ, but I do believe they remove more of the built-up deposits than you'd be able to get out of your engine otherwise. I prefer Forte brand, but I was a bit last minute with my planning of this trip, so I'm just using what was available at my local motor factor. I've warmed the engine up a bit before adding the flush, and now I'll run it at a high idle for about 10 minutes, using my very professional throttle adjusting stick. Whilst the flush does its job, I loosen the wheel nuts and get the Civic up onto axle stands. I'd like to thank Venom Viper DE, CJ Everyday Life, Antony DE and Crowdy8698 for commenting on the last video. Your viewing time and comments are super appreciated. I can't stress that enough. Thanks so much for being part of the channel. I pop down my trusty old floor mat, get a bucket ready and remove the drain plug. I quickly inspect and clean the drain plug. Ideally I'd fit a new copper washer at this point, but I was rushing. It'll be fine. And yep, of course the filter won't come off by hand, despite only ever being fitted hand tight. Standard. So I get up to fetch my filter strap. There's not much room back here, but I wiggle in the strap and with a bit of grunting the filter comes loose. The eagle-eyed amongst you will notice that the rubber seal isn't on the filter. It doesn't happen often, but it's something you should always look out for. I retrieve the old seal. And then I clean the mating face, ready for the new filter. The new filter is smaller than the old one, but as long as the thread and diameter of the seal match up, I'll use it. The thread is M20, good start. And now I can't find my ruler. Note to self, must tidy garage. I find this old set square at the back of the drawer.
Oh boy. That's seen better days, isn't it?
Oh, the supervisor's here, better look busy. Ted, there's nothing funny about the way I'm sanding this ruler. Grow up.
Okay, so centre to centre there we're looking at 60mm. And what we got here? Yep, 60mm. So, not ideal. I prefer the larger filter. But this will be fine.
Now, a bit of grease on the seal. You may use oil, either's fine. And on goes the new filter. Then in with the drain plug. Bugger, spilled a bit. Well, now there's oil in her, I start her up to circulate the oil and I check for leaks while she's running. And now I'm happy there are no leaks, I can get the oil level topped up. The dipstick is showing minimum now, so I'll put about a litre in. There we go, fraction under maximum. That'll do for now. Whilst I was underneath doing the oil change, I noticed this bit of undertray is moving a bit, so I cable tie it. Can't have things flapping about now, can we? Up next then, wheels off so I can change the brake pads. I'm also going to give the discs a birthday. I like to push the cylinder back like this, with the caliper still attached to the carrier. At this point, I check the sliders are free as well. And yeah, I know the suspension and brakes look pretty shitty, with surface rust all over them, but as I've had this B20 swap planned for a long time, I've not wanted to spend any time or money on parts that will be swapped out. This will all be covered in future videos. I compare the new to the old pads, make sure they're correct. A tip for you here, if you chamfer the edge of the new pads, you won't get brake squeal. I add a little copper grease to the wings of the pads to keep them free for longer and slow down any corrosion, and in they go. Make sure they're snug, but free to move in the carrier. And now, with the wheels back on, I tighten the nuts ready to lower her back down off the axle stands. Next up, I'm going to check the air filter. I find that the corner has been pinched. I obviously didn't get it to seat perfectly when I fitted it. And now I'm trying to get it back in, I realise why. As it's quite floppy, the sides hang down, so it doesn't naturally hold where it's supposed to. I have to use a little screwdriver to raise up the sides as I close the panel back onto it. Finally, that was a bigger job than I bargained for. And now I torque the wheel nuts to 100 Newton meters. Now for a little job I've been meaning to do for ages. The Screenwash has been in there for years and it started to smell bad, so I pull her out of the garage and flush out the old fluid. You might be wondering why the nozzle sprays in this fan pattern instead of the usual jets. Well, they're for a Honda Jazz. Nice little mod. And now I siphon some of the clean water out and top up with fresh Screenwash. These little things matter. You've probably guessed by now that I'm going to take the Civic onto the track at Silverstone. So what I'm doing now is very important. I'm making sure the GoPro can record the session without getting in the way. So with my helmet on, I check the position and move it a little to the left. Then I pop the GoPro in and I adjust it to get the best image I can. As always with a road trip, I pack a small selection of tools just in case, and I'm going to Trax with the Distinctive Elements Motor Club. I think there are 8 cars in all, and should anything happen to any of them, some tools could be a lifeline. So, we're all set, just one more thing left to do, the all-important YouTube tag. Here I'm cleaning the glass and then lining up with masking tape where the decal will go. In the next video, we'll be at Silverstone. I recorded the whole session on track, and I'll show you some highlights from the show. Trust me, you don't want to miss that one. Now, a simple like on the video goes a long way for me, so please do that and subscribe if you're here to follow the build. Chances are, if you liked this video, then you'll enjoy another of my videos. So follow this link to the next one. Thanks everyone, bye for now.